Hello and welcome to Andy and Iain Talk Networking. I am Andy.
And I'm Ian.
Hey Ian, good to see you again.
Good to see you back here in sunny California.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
First time the sun's come out for quite a while for me, believe me.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, the wind's picking up a little bit, though, but hey, we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. So, Ian, we obviously talk about a lot of different things over time. So I think what would be good this week, and this is actually a topic that you wanted to, or was recommended to you and that you wanted to talk about. So I think, why don't you introduce the topic this time?
Yeah, no problem. The topic for today is kind of contrasting synthetic, non-real packet data versus using the actual packets on the network. And I think it was a very important topic that was, as I say, raised to us. So once again, you can submit, watching listener can submit different questions to us, but this is the one that we got for this week. So let's see.
Great. So let's start off kind of at a high level. I mean, to me, when I use synthetic traffic, it's because I'm doing a test or a demonstration or something, and I'm generating packets for the sake of packets, and I'm putting specific flags in there to do something that I want to simulate. So if I'm doing a denial of service attack, I'll reformat the packets and throw away stuff that I don't need.
Yes.
If I'm doing beaconing or something like that, then I'll generate. To me, that's what I mean by synthetic data. Is that?
No, that is definitely one example. And also, obviously, companies like cPacket and probably every other company in the world is using some kind of packet generator during a QA cycle, right?
Yeah.
That's
so it could be your chariots and
all of those kinds of things. So that's a very good use case, super predictable.
Yep.
I'm sending at this rate, this packet type, whatever it might be.
Right.
So that's all, for me, very good and very powerful ways of using synthetic data.
But you summed it up there, sending it at a rate or sending it at. That's not what a real network looks like.
No, I've never seen a real network look like my classic packet testing. I mean, way back in the day, testing, building all of these connections and sending things at different rates. You're only validating. You're validating a very specific
and it
use
might be that you're validating a protocol or a handshake or something
100%.
like that.
100%.
But a lot of people use synthetic data now for a lot of different things, and a lot of the times they may use it for validating algorithms or intrusion tests.
Yes.
So synthetic data has its uses.
That is 100% correct. Don't missthink my kind of point or my thoughts on this.
Yeah.
The point is that yes, it does have a place, and it also has aspects of a place where if I want to kind of prove that something is working, and now that's almost like using that QA test equipment, but it's being used in the field, so to speak, to check. Can I log in? Can I do this? As you said, can I test this algorithm, etc. But the thing that's missing is it's missing the wiggliness of a real network. It's missing randomness. My goodness, where did that packet come from? What happened with that? Or my goodness, I'm actually under an attack of some type, or things like that. And the point being is that if you're able to use the actual packets that are traversing your actual infrastructure, hopefully everything works seamlessly. But if I have a question, then you actually are able to really see what's going on. Similarly, and this is an interesting example, if a network is quite heavily loaded, no one's running the network at 100%, but if you're doing quite a lot of load, if you then add synthetic data on top, you're just going to potentially exacerbate other kinds of issues. So hey, I'll run that at 3 o'clock in the morning, or I'll run that at some other time. So you're not actually getting a true perspective on what's happening between. I made the joke in the last recording with 9 till 5. I don't think any of us are doing anything from 9 till 5 anymore.
It's 9 at night till 5 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. But the point being is that means you're not getting that true perspective on the infrastructure and the use, how it's being used. So using the real packets, using the packets that you've captured possibly, or you're replaying in an infrastructure at the rate that it is received, because we all know NICs, are faster, slower, interrupt based this, packet size that, etc. You've got to use the real packet data to give you that true understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, and that's and when we look at it from a network observability perspective, I think that's why it's important that a good packet capture solution is part of your overall observability tool set.
Absolutely.
Because you can set it up to record data during a normal working day, and then you can use that data to replay and stress test a lot of the network. So you're not only checking for performance and latencies, but also you're using the real data. So some of our customers, as they use that real-time captured data to do algorithm improvements for high frequency trading. And rather than using simulated data, they can actually use that data to check that the network is still working, check that all the KPIs are being met for their network deployments, checking all the latencies from end to end. But then on top of that, they can use the real data to check that the trading algorithms are doing what they're supposed to do. And it's very difficult to kind of simulate that volume of data, because they could be dealing with tens or hundreds of gigabits a second for a full 7-8 hour trading window.
Yeah, and I think you touched on something there I just wanted to dig into for a moment. The idea of, if I'm using fully synthetic data, then I'm kind of designing my test, or I'm designing my traffic load to match. Well,
one part of it,
maybe. I mean, there is a huge aspect of that. But for example, we were talking about this earlier, the idea of looking at my TLS transactions, right? The idea is, am I using the right certificates? What is my network really doing? Am I getting connections from the outside using old cipher? Somebody switches on an old machine that they haven't used for a while because something happened to it. That kind of thing. Those are the things that are much more hard to design your test, really. And obviously, you might even find machines that have been switched on that are doing bad things, and you don't have visibility into that. So the point is, if you're using the real packets that are traversing your infrastructure live or recorded and replayed, either way, the point is you're going to get a better grasp on what's going on. Now, once again, that's not going to replace your QA test environment.
Absolutely not.
There's an element that works everywhere. But for me, and for enabling customers to be successful, having a good, comprehensive capture system, you're able to use that real data for the analytics. You're able to use that real data for metrics.
Yeah, and you bring up an interesting point there about the synthetic versus the real data. We do have customers that, once they've deployed our solution and they're able to see the network, they find things that shouldn't be there. And if you're just using synthetic data, you're not going to really see what's going on.
No.
And you find bots, you find servers that are out of compliance, and they could be just in a data center with thousands of servers. It's impossible to know what's on every single one of them.
I once again, I think you touched on something really, really vital. The point being is that you need to have the ability to see what's going on, and when you find things that shouldn't be there, right? Or you find you've got a lot of packet loss, or you've got these problems or that problem, you've got to be able to see that as quickly as you can, so that you, as a network ops, security ops person, you're able to make decisions to fix issues, so that you don't get that. You just got home 2 a.m, you don't get that call at 2:30, something's gone wrong. Bottom line is, make sure you're using that real packet data, and let's talk. So hey, let us know if you're a big user of synthetic data and you think it's the best way. I'd love to hear about it. It'd be very interesting. But as I say, as far as I see it right now, the real packets is where it's at.
No, I agree. And I think ultimately, there's a place for synthetic data or test data or the tool chain kind of data. Absolutely. But if you really want to see what's going on, if you really want to stress test the network and really find everything, then you need the real data to do that. So great. Thanks for that, Ian. I think really good conversation. Thank everybody again. So please feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content, and we do find it very, very useful. It's good to get that feedback. And again, if you have any specific topics you want Ian and myself to discuss in the future, again, please let us know. Drop a comment in the link below, and reach out to us on LinkedIn as well. We have a number of people that do that. They just say, well, why are you guys not talking about topic X, Y, Z? Feel free to reach out to us on LinkedIn.
And I think most importantly,
buy us a bit.
Okay, second most importantly of all, if you like us being together here in person, so I can reach over and touch his car, rather than in our boring home offices, whatever. Yeah. Let us know about that too. Maybe this is bad. Maybe there's too much background noise, but we thought it'd be fun. And Andy, I really appreciate your time joining in.
Right, thanks everybody. Once again, thanks for watching Andy Iain Talk Networking. So I am Andy.
And I'm Ian.
See you again soon.